friends that grew up really closely with the sister are more low maintenance. I just started like testing it on people that like I've known. I'm like, kind of true.
I hate the term being unemployed. Like, it just sounds negative.
I am never picking up a regular razor ever again. I just like didn't want somebody else to tell me the trajectory of like where my career was gonna go. No.
Why am I fucking like this? Like, I'm overwhelming me. I'm doing this myself.
I think though the level of your maintenance and my maintenance is very different. When he goes away, it's another added layer of stress. I'm like, there's no safety net for me. Like, I have to be extremely cautious.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. It has been a hot minute. We have not recorded in like
I'm shy right now.
I'm shy.
month. And we have a lot to say. And we have a guest, a recurring guest, my bestie, Melissa Kucha.
Miller.
Mel Miller, sorry. Mel Miller.
What is like a sick name?
I
Mel
know.
Miller?
It just sounds like a stage
It does sound
name.
pretty good, right?
You know, it sounds like someone like picked that name.
No. It's
Yeah, last
good.
time she was on, she was Mel Kucha. She wasn't married yet. She was engaged, but now she's a married woman. And we are here to talk about a lot of things because, again, we've been gone for a long time, and I'm never not podcasting for that long ever again because I just feel like I was missing a part of my life.
October has gone by so
fast.
but so slow at the same time. I just feel like so much has gone on this month.
Yeah.
Like, it's been go, 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 go. And not that we like forgot about the podcast or it wasn't a priority. It was just like we were doing other things for the podcast. So we can't forget that. We've done keeping on location and those sorts of things. So we can't discredit ourselves because I think like we get down on ourselves a lot when we like miss an episode or something. But anyways, all this to say, we're not doing that again. We just need a little break.
Yes.
But anyways.
Let's get into it. Hi.
Hi.
Weekly updates, which we should have a lot, but I only have really, well, I have a few. First off is a beauty tip. I told Mel about it a few days ago, but I don't know if this is old or if like everybody does this or like if I'm just hopping on the freaking trend, but I have really ugly legs, like leg skin. No, like my legs have never. Do you ever look at a girl and
But you've always said that. You're always like,
'Cause
every time
they-
you go on vacation, you're like, my legs
compared
are, like,
to everybody
have
else
bruises
does
and-
not look like nice.
Same,
Like literally,
same.
I always have razor bumps.
It must be genetic.
I always have strawberry
Probably.
legs. I have ingrowns when like it's never smooth. And like I'll ask girls like what did you do to your legs? Oh, I just shaved. I'm like I fucking wish my
But I told you have to exfoliate. Like
I do, Mel. I literally do. I bought a dry brush. I dry brush like every time in the shower. Anyways, my legs are just not very pretty. And like when I wax them, they're a bit like better, but I don't want to wax like all the time.
Yeah.
And so a razor just doesn't do it for me.
Let me get a snare.
No.
Oh.
So I'm like dermaplaning my face one day. I'm like, why not dermaplane my legs? Like if a dermaplane razor is supposed to get rid of your dead skin on your face and make it smoother, why not my legs? Guys, I've never
You dermaplane with this little blade.
Yeah, I know, it's
Sam.
tiny.
I am never picking up a regular razor ever
Let's
again.
see.
But it
not
takes
now. I grew
so
back.
long.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It takes
Friend,
about,
a little razor like
Sam, it literally took me maybe extra 15 minutes per leg. Like,
Okay, but that's
half an hour.
but I don't care. I would do it.
So how long did it take? Like an hour to shave your legs?
No, it usually takes me like 15. It took me, yeah, okay, maybe like, no, it didn't take me an hour. It literally didn't. But like, I'm never going back to regular razor. I told Mel, I showed you a video, like, come on, my legs look like silk.
Yeah, they did look really soft.
They were like, and I felt them, and all the dead skin, like all like my ingrown dead skin came
a
off.
razor takes off ingrown
No, it
and dead
doesn't.
skin. Yes, it does.
Friend,
Yes,
they're
it
both
does.
razors.
No, dermaplaning is so much better. It's like a singular, and I looked it up after and did some research. And people were like, it's so much better for your skin because it's a singular razor. You're not like, it's not rough on your skin. Like you're really like being gentle with the razor. You exfoliate after. I don't know. That's just a tip. If you guys have like strawberry legs or like little dots or ingrown hairs or your skin's really, really rough, try dermaplaning. Make sure you lather yourself in oil and then like wash it off and exfoliate. But
I actually do have that problem too with my leg.
try
skin.
it. See what
However,
happens.
no, I'm not doing that. It takes like I would not have the patience
Yeah.
to do that.
I don't know.
However, I am doing laser. I don't know why I didn't.
No.
She told me that.
No.
She said
Mel's
you
not
said
a laser fan.
Because I did laser for years and
What do you mean years?
like years.
You kept going?
Yes, I kept going down. I would try different places and like
Maybe that's why it didn't work.
No, but I it would
Same,
work,
like-
and then
Did you do
stop.
8 sessions?
Dude.
A
The
year,
most
Sam.
like I did a full like I did probably I bought so they sell them in packs of 6, And I probably bought 6 of those. So 6 times 6, which don't ask me
Wait,
what
and
that is.
it didn't.
And
What do
no,
you mean?
it didn't.
Did you have a scheduled plan though? Like,
Yeah, like I would go in like every X amount of week. Like I would go to this place that your mom follows it on Instagram. Like they were in Aurora, and I would go like I went frequently, and like before that I went to try 2 other places. Like I've been going for a long time. It doesn't work. The hair always grows back. Always.
well,
Maybe it takes longer. It does take longer. Like I didn't do my legs, but like I did like other areas, and eventually it grows back. It doesn't ever permanently go away. If you want permanently to go away, you have to do electrolysis, and that's way too painful and way too much money to do like a full
Body.
big area.
well, I bought the full body package.
Let us know how it goes.
It was actually really expensive, like full body, like every
yeah,
single
like 100
crevices.
and something per ticket, per like appointment. Like how much is it for one appointment?
I don't know how much
You
it
pay,
is
like-
for one
you pay, like, a
appointment, but I
whole-
paid like 2,000 something for like maybe that's not that
Oh.
bad. It was
that's
a
pretty-
deal, or is that bad? I don't know.
No, I feel like that's
For 8
probably
sessions.
that for a full body that makes sense because
For
it's
full-
usually probably about like I'd say 200 to 250 per full body session depending on where you
Yeah,
go.
so I spent a little bit over 2,000, but still for me, like I don't. Okay, no, I do spend money, but like I mean, like I would never just like be like, okay, here's $2,500 to like do something like cosmetic like that, just because like you don't know if it's gonna work. And I've seen so many people say it does work, and then so many people say it doesn't.
it's
So I'm just like,
I think it also
might be a hit or
depends.
miss.
Like, there's a lot of women who do it that like don't have dark hair, and like you have to have like brown hair. It can't be
that's
like
what she
blonde.
was like, you're the perfect candidate because you have brown hair.
also
Our
come
cousin
back and let us
has-
know how it went because like
I'll let you guys know.
it did not work for me at
Because
all.
Libby, it worked.
Our Aunt Alessia, like our younger cousin, like
Oh,
did
yeah.
it. She has really thick hair, like our hair.
but keep in mind, as soon as you start having kids, it's gonna all grow back.
No, but our older cousin, that's what I'm saying. Remember she showed me when we went to her house, she showed us her legs and she just had like little hairs, but like
Yeah,
baby hairs.
But
Yeah.
is she like Italian, like dark, like
She's like
Yeah,
us.
she's us.
yeah,
Yeah, and she did it when she was young, like before her 4 kids.
huh?
It's just different for everybody. So
I wonder if it's your skin tone.
you better hope and pray.
You're not that fair.
I'm not that fair, and like I don't like. I feel like they want you to be more fair. They don't want you to tan when you do it, right?
Oh
You can't
God, I
tell.
hope this works for me. Anyways, I was gonna say that's what I'm doing to tackle my like leg issues, but
We'll see.
but we'll see. Another thing I'm doing is I put the ordinary salicylic acid on my legs.
It
Cause
helps.
similar, yeah, it does help. Similar to Fran, I'm like, we put all of these serums and stuff on our face to prevent
Mhm.
acne and like texture. Why not put it on our legs?
Yeah, like sometimes I'll use my face wash to wash my body as opposed to using body
Yeah.
soap, just
Yeah.
because there's active ingredients in
And it's better, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, cool update.
Another update is me and Mel briefly talked about this. I want to talk about a theory because I think you guys like our little theories. And I saw on TikTok, it's called the low maintenance friend theory. I need my laptop here is a bit of like info.
Low maintenance friend.
The low maintenance friend theory is a theory that friends that grew up really closely with a sister are more low maintenance in terms of the needs of a friendship because a natural bond you develop when you're raised in an environment where you're used to sharing space,
Okay,
time,
this is
affection,
so many
etc.
words. This is what
Okay, I'm just explaining.
No,
the
I know,
theory.
but like, just like, what does it mean?
I just said it. The low maintenance friends theory is a theory that when
When you grow up with a
With a
sister,
sister,
you're gonna be more low maintenance,
low maintenance
of a friend.
as a friend,
Okay, that
just
I didn't
because like
understand.
whatever. So that's the low. And I was like, okay, let me go through some people in my life. I just started like testing it on people that like I've known. I'm like, kind of true. Like Mel, close sister,
Wow,
low maintenance as
actually.
fuck, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
So and so, no sister, pretty fucking high maintenance. Anyways, so I kind of want to go through the traits and like I'm curious to see which ones resonate with you guys and why, because I want to just kind of test this theory out. So the first one is that when you grew up close with a sister, that you have a shared understanding of boundaries. So you know when it's okay to hang out and you know it's okay to like
Oh.
when to give space without taking it personally.
Yeah, but there's different forms of boundaries.
Yeah,
like,
like,
I think
Fran did not respect like my space, my space boundaries, as in like this is my room. Like, this is my, like, physical boundaries, what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't respect my physical boundaries. Like, she just thought everything that was mine was, like, open to her.
Well,
to
see,
use.
I
your
used to
bed?
steal
Like,
stuff from my sister. Like, she's younger than me. Like, I remember this one time, like, she'd have, like, you used to, at Shoppers, they used to have those, like, acne pads where you,
Yeah.
like, wipe your face with
Yeah.
them. And one time I, like, would take them from my sister years ago, and she had, like, a full tantrum about it. So, like, I have instances where, like, I did take stuff from her, but, like,
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying from the respect of, like, I wouldn't take it personally if, like, I tried to, like, chill with her when we were
No,
younger
and-
and, like, she
and-
didn't want to be like, hey, fuck you, bye.
Or even
Yeah,
now, if
yeah.
I'm like, hey, do you want to go to, like, for a walk with the dogs? No. Okay. Like, it's just, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that kind. So that's the first
just
one.
more understanding.
Mhm.
Yeah.
about-
Next one is,
Yeah, sorry, I can't imagine. I mean, if there's sisters out there like this, like, I'm not judging at all, but I can't imagine messaging Fran, being like, hey, can you come? Do you want to go for a walk with the dogs? And she's like, no. Or she would be like, no, thank you. I'm so sorry. I can't make it. And I'm like, oh, no worries at all. Can we, like, schedule? Like, I could never imagine
Yeah.
talking like,
But
Yeah,
also keep in mind there are like friends like that probably people can name off that if you can't hang out they're like wow like you're such a flop like
yeah, and
yeah,
like,
and that happens a lot and that's why we're talking about this theory,
that's why
right?
it's a theory.
Because it's
like, yeah.
relevant to
it's
like
oh, yeah, true.
friendships, right?
Because then you in your head, if you're not like that, you're like, who, like, why is it?
why are you
Why is
like
it
that?
Well,
Like,
there's obviously a fine line. Like, you can't flop all the time or be like, no. But, like, at the same time, like,
no,
just
but-
more understanding when, like, you get shut down a little bit where it's like, sorry, can't. Okay, I'm not going to take it, like,
and
personal.
also and it may not be because they're not free. Like sometimes people just don't want to go out.
Yeah, literally.
Like
Okay, next one's comfort with unspoken communication. Sisters often communicate through shared looks, inside jokes, or knowing when the other person is feeling without having to say much. This can extend to friendships where you create a bond where things don't really have to be like over-explained. You can go months without talking, and when you reconnect, it feels like no time has passed. That's really how I feel with you.
yeah,
Mhm.
we don't
I
see
didn't
each
see
other
her since
that
Italy.
often. Yeah,
I went to breakfast with her like last week, and I didn't see her since August. That's 2 months.
Yeah,
Like, a lot of people would have been like, bye.
I'm like
No,
that.
but-
I'm like that with a lot of my friends that I've been
Mhm.
friends with for like a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I could see that.
Okay, this is another one that I actually resonate with because I feel like my friends without sisters, like I get kind of like I feel weird. I don't know. So familiarity with imperfection. When you grow up with a sibling, you see each other at your best and worst, creates natural acceptance of flaws. So friends who grew up in this kind of environment tend to be more forgiving and understanding, making them low maintenance because they don't expect perfection and they value the friendship for what it is. Friends that you can truly look ugly with, be yourself without feeling judged. Like when you're going to like their house or like you're going somewhere, like it's fine to like look like shit. Cause I like sometimes I feel like I need to like look not good.
with me though. We looked like
No.
hobos last
But
week.
sometimes I feel like I can't look like homeless in front of some friends.
Yeah,
It's just kind
no,
of like
I know what you're saying.
why are you looking homeless?
This is the first time I've worn makeup in like a month. So like I get what you're saying. With any of my friends, I don't put on. But I can see where people would feel the need to kind of dress up and like match the vibe with other people, right?
Yeah.
I think the best friends are low maintenance friends.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can have friends that are high maintenance, but if they're high maintenance friends, like, it's just, I don't think you're as close.
No,
that's just
I
like,
agree.
it's a
Well,
simple,
it depends. Like if you guys are both high maintenance, maybe you really vibe and get along and like
That's true.
That's your vibe. But I
But
guess
you
it's just
can't have two high maintenance people be friends. Like, how? They're always going to be in a competition. If you think about it, like who's reaching out to who? Like, oh, this person needs to be checked up on, but so does the other person. Like, you wouldn't be friends. You know what I'm
True.
saying? So I think the conclusion is high maintenance friends are really just your acquaintances, not your like good friends.
That's true.
Anyways, guys, so let me know if that theory is relevant to you. You feel like it's true. Our low maintenance friends, the ones with close sisters. Any other weekly updates?
Let me go through my notes, guys. These are my notes for my weekly updates. It's just so much has happened. I don't even know. Okay, I'm just gonna read what I wrote here because like
Easier.
so this week I've had over the last month really, I've had many like physical meltdowns. And I'm going through this period where like, you know, the whole winter arc thing. Have you heard of that?
No.
Winter arc is basically like the period between October and the new year
Oh,
where
yeah,
you try
okay.
and level up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like prepare yourself to go into a new year, like a
Mhm.
better version of yourself as opposed to like slack off in the last quarter of the year.
Yeah.
And then like create a resolution for the new year. So my winter arc has really been very simple. It's like get back to the basics of like mental and physical health. So like sleep 7 to 8 hours, walk every day,
Yeah.
intentional workouts as opposed to just like, oh, I need to like go to the gym and just like work out to work out. Things like that. But I wasn't really focusing this whole winter arc on like my mental. I was more focusing on like physical, how I look and feel. And I started to like find myself just like doing too many things all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, I've had many mental breakdowns this week, and I literally wrote feeling overwhelmed with myself and the polarity of the heaviness going on in the world and my life lately versus the lightness and the good and everything I have to be grateful for. There's like a war going on in my mind where the good is trying to outweigh all the negative thoughts and racing thoughts that it just starts to give me anxiety and I don't know how to feel. I feel like a meme. That's what I wrote, like in my little diary entry. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit going on, which is like, well, the weird
But
shit going on plus.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, when there's weird negative things going on around you, plus you feel like sometimes you feel negative and weird. It's like it's hard to get out of that rut or like that mindset.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna, it's off topic, but like, I don't know what time you wrote those notes at, but I like actually write the smartest notes ever after I've like hit a weed pen. Like, and I sit and write notes on my thing.
Yeah,
And I'm
'cause
like,
you know,
I'm actually just like I'm so smart.
like
Like,
a poet.
yeah, no, like I just like, I never thought this before. And then I do
No,
that.
I literally, I'll just like feel like I need to write it down
Yeah.
to get it out of my head.
Yeah.
But basically, there's just been like so much weird shit going on in the world, but then
Mhm.
also in like my personal life, like so many changes
Yeah.
and just like I don't know how to explain it other than saying like responsibilities. But like, why am I crying over responsibilities?
I get
like,
it though.
In my head, I'm like, I should be grateful that I even get to have the responsibility of taking care of a house and planning a wedding and like having a family and like all these things. But then like the other side of my head's like, wait, but no, like you're feeling overwhelmed. And then I start to get overwhelmed
Mhm.
by my own being. I don't know if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I'm just like, why am I fucking like this? Like I'm overwhelming me. I'm doing this to myself, you know? And like
No, I'm in the exact same. It's like, yeah, we should be grateful for all these things, but it's very stressful. Like, especially
Yeah.
for someone like who, like, if you struggle with anxiety in any sense, like,
Yeah,
it's
and I do.
very stressful, right? Like, anything that's like over the top or more than you're used to, like, you're just gonna have a reaction to all these things.
And like, I think I came down to the bottom of a lot of why I get overwhelmed, even though there's like good things going on. And it's because like I struggle to find my voice in situations.
Mhm.
Like here on the podcast or like, I don't know, with like just my sister or like whatever, I can speak my mind sort of thing.
Mhm, yeah.
But like anywhere else in the world, I like put scenarios of how I think the conversation is going to go with it could be whoever in my head and literally like almost practice it. And then I'm like, am I inauthentic or am I just like so anxious? And then when it comes down to it, again, whatever the situation is, like I'm not vocal enough and like I don't like assert myself as like a confident 28-year-old or however old I am woman. I always go back to like being like a kid. Like, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you know what? I'm actually going to pull something up because my friend and I were talking about like how she's gone to therapy now, and I mean, same here. But so she sent me something that like her therapist shared with her because I was telling her about like how I feel about work, like and how I'm stressed and how I'm worried about like people what they think of situations, you know? And
Yeah.
it's not something that I can say that they specifically said to me. It's just like my mind going like they
Yeah.
think this, right?
Yeah, that's literally me.
Yeah, so she sent me this thing which I actually thought was really helpful. Cognitive distortions. So cognitive distortions are irrational thoughts that shape how you see the world, how you feel, and how you act. It's normal to have these thoughts occasionally, but they can be harmful when frequent or extreme. So, like, there's like a whole list of a lot of things that it could be, but like, just to name off a few, catastrophizing.
Catastrophizing. Yep.
Literally.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
literally what I do.
Yeah, seeing only the worst possible outcomes of a situation. Overgeneralization, which I do this so much. Making broad interpretations from a single or few events. I felt awkward during my job interview. I'm always so awkward, which is literally word for word what I say about myself
like
at work.
You paint a story of yourself.
Yes.
Because you're so anxious or like scared of like what might happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, literally. Like, or even magnification and minimization, exaggerating or minimizing the importance of events. You might believe your own achievements are unimportant or that mistakes are excessively important. And like,
So true.
it's so, I see that so valid because like, even if
Yeah.
I mess up at work, I'm like, oh my God, it's such a big deal. Like, I'm so stressed and so anxious. And then in this conversation with my friend, like she was like, but why? Like, why are you coming to that conclusion? Like, there's no validity behind it. Like, your manager didn't say anything. Why are you feeling that way?
Yeah.
And it's like part of this cognitive dissonance.
And then
right?
it trickles into other aspects of your life.
Yeah. Like, I feel that way too. Like, not so much at work anymore, just like in general. And I think, again, like I said the winter arc thing, but I'm circling back to that because I think part of this whole like winter arc for me, and like I don't know about you guys, like about your like work on yourself in general, is like I want to show up as just like a confident human being. Like I want to like know what my opinion is on a matter and then leave it. Like if that matter comes up in my life, if something happens where I need to express that opinion, I want to just be able to express my opinion and leave it and not care what the other person thinks, like in a respectful way.
Yeah.
As opposed to always thinking about what is my opinion on this matter, on this topic, about this person, and then like replaying it in my mind about how I think it should go. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And like, I want to practice just like thinking something and then leaving it and like letting it go.
And a lot of it comes down to confidence too, right?
Yeah.
Like I think I'm a confident person, but then when I'm in the workplace, I'm like, wow, like I have zero confidence whatsoever. And it really impacts your actions and how you react to things, right?
And then you start to just like lose sight of like who you are. Like at least that's how I sometimes feel.
No, I definitely agree.
I think it also has to do with upbringing sometimes too. Like we would always ask our mom and dad like what was right. Like not like should I say this, but we would always ask for like, is this right? Is this the right thing? Is this correct? You know what I mean? Like always looking for that validation.
And I feel like I do that to Roman all the time too now, and I feel bad. I'll be like, should I say this? Should I do that?
Yeah.
And he's like, do whatever you feel like doing. And I'm like, how?
I always
I respect him so much for that, and I respect people who have that like lightness to them because it's like in my head, I'm like, how? How do you just say, oh, I feel like doing this, I'm going to do that? Like, do you know? Like in my head, it just doesn't work that way. Like I need to think about like what is that other person going to think if I do this, and then I'll act on that. But I don't want to do that shit anymore.
Yeah,
because it like actually, I don't know how to explain it, but it makes me feel like my throat is closed.
Yeah, like impacts you deeply.
Yeah, like physically, you know. So that's been my month. It's just I'm trying to work on myself in like different ways than I have before, like not just physically, but like mentally. So that's my weekly/monthly update.
Big one for me is that I am not employed at the moment. So I took by choice. Yeah. Good. Yeah. I took a little break from from corporate life because I just felt a little bit drained. I'm not going to get too much into it because I don't want to get into it that much. So for the last month and a bit, I've been unemployed. I haven't been working corporate. I kind of wanted to take a step back. I just felt like my growth in some certain settings wasn't progressing. And I just didn't want somebody else to tell me the trajectory of where my career was going to go or what my life was going to look like. I was kind of no, I just want to take a step back and take a transitional phase. And that's what I'm doing for a month and a half. And that's kind of where, again, going back to the car thing, that happened. A lot of that happened that time when we were doing on location, my car got stuck and whatever. I was feeling a lot of anxiety because I've been going through a lot of ups and downs with the emotions. When it first happened and when I stepped down from corporate, I felt so free. I was holy shit. I can do whatever I want. I can focus on the podcast. I can do some dog walking. I can do some part-time gigs. I can be and do whatever I want to do. And I'm not so stressed out where it's the other week after that, I'm literally depressed or feel.
Yeah, you were questioning whether you made the right choice.
I was literally questioning my whole life existence. I was I'm a 25-year-old. I want to save for a house. I want to save for this and that. What the F am I doing all day? What am I doing? I don't have structure. So I've been really feeling the highs and lows of being unemployed or taking a break from corporate because.
I want to say, I hate the term being unemployed. It just sounds negative.
It does sound negative.
I've done the same thing a couple years ago. As I've said on here,
unemployed from corporate world.
Yeah, I guess.
9 to 5
I just hate
corporate.
the negative connotation that comes with saying oh, I'm now unemployed. The societal way of viewing that is oh, you're lazy, you just quit your job.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
But no, you're not. I want to switch the saying of oh, I'm unemployed if you chose to be.
I'm not working now.
Yeah, I'm not working corporate right now. But you were making money or are making money doing other things. And you're filling your days up with other things, which honestly can be looked at as not more honorable, but like just as honorable and like important as someone who is working for like
For
a company.
sure.
And when
for
I
sure.
speak to people about it, like for example, like Francis' family, when I saw them, like they kind of all asked me, I was like, oh my God, they're gonna think like, what the fuck am I doing? They were so supportive. They're like, good for you that you took time off. Good for
Yeah.
you that you're like filling your day with other things that making you income. If not income, just like doing things that make you passionate. And
Yeah.
it made me feel, I know I shouldn't again get validation from other people, but it made me feel a bit better because I've been so hard on myself.
You have
And like,
been.
but
But no one in your circle or life
no,
said
it's just
anything
me.
bad.
It's
Yeah.
just me. And like what I've realized, if some of you guys maybe are not working right now or you're taking a break from corporate, you're kind of figuring it out. Like it's like I've actually felt a lot of growth as well because I've realized like what I want and what I don't want. And I do
Mhm.
not want to be, I've said it before, but this like confirmed it. I don't want to be working. I don't want to revolve my lifestyle around work. I want work to revolve around my lifestyle. Like I want a hybrid approach to life. And I was reading I Don't Want to Grow Up, that book, and it was like, okay, yeah, of course, like you want structure, but you also want to pursue your passions and to have freedom. So like it's good to take a hybrid like approach to life where you're not in like the societal regime of like working 9 to 5 and you're breaking your back if that's not what you want to do, but you still have that freedom too. Like you're in like one foot in one foot in the other.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So yeah, and I also came across something on TikTok, and it's called the power of, I don't know how to say this word, so please don't make fun of me. Entropy.
Where's that?
Entropy.
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 Entropy. So the power of chaos. So it's basically, it made me feel a lot better about the situation I'm in. It's basically the concept that like everything cannot be perfect all the time, and you
Mhm.
need to kind of throw a rock in the water for it to ripple and to create chaos in order for things to go back better than they were before.
Mhm.
And I just feel like that's kind of like the phase that I'm in. Like I've gotten a bunch of interviews and I've gotten some job offers, but like I really, even with you, I've sat down and thought about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
am I gonna really like this? Or am I just doing it because it's giving me a fucking paycheck?
Yeah, and you can't settle. Like it's the same. We tell people not to settle in relationships. You can't settle in your career either.
Yeah. So
You know what?
I've like accepted that it might take a bit longer for me to find like a career or job that like
but you might find something like that you would have never thought that you would have done that gives you the space to work on your businesses outside of because
Yeah.
there's people out there who like want to just focus on their 9 to 5 because that's just where they
Yeah, what they
thrive
wanna
or what they
do.
want to do.
Mhm.
But you are clearly like you and I are similar in that sense where like you are clearly not someone who wants to do that at least right now in the next like few years.
yeah.
So like find and look for things that are going to cater towards what you want, which is that hybrid approach. Don't look for a corporation that's like a Fortune 500 company that's going to be like, oh, do you want to be senior marketing brand manager? Like
Yeah.
you're going to be
Yeah.
sitting at your desk from
From 9 to
8 to
5.
6
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
1 hour lunch
And I
break.
actually had like a good opportunity come to me and like I just got I didn't get the position for
But
it.
good is relative.
No, but
too.
listen, because I was like, how did they not pick me? My resume is exactly what I was
Yeah.
doing. And I was thinking, I'm like, maybe the universe is saying, like, exactly. Like, you'd be doing exactly what you were doing.
Yeah.
Just for more money and a
It's
bigger
so
title.
true.
Like,
Do you remember when that happened to me? When I got laid off.
Yeah.
Did you know I got laid off?
Yeah. Yeah.
I told you when I was doing your makeup, right? Yeah. I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I got laid off, I actually got an interview for this other job.
Mhm.
And again, same like her, like exact job description was like my resume. I was like, I'm going to get this. And they're like, yeah, we decided to move forward with someone else. I was like,
yeah,
that's
okay.
dumb. Do you remember?
I said, like, that's so
Do you
whack.
remember?
But
And
anyways.
then I got this job, like another job opportunity that was like different than what I'd usually go for, but like everything like
Aligned.
career wise now is like allowing me to do what I need to do. But anyways, I want to get your thoughts on it because I feel like we've been rambling. But like, what are your thoughts based on like your upbringing or like your current situation, if you feel comfortable talking about it now, on like all of this? And would you ever consider going through like some sort of transitional phase? And if you did, what would that look like, do you think?
I think Fran is in the perfect time of her life to go through a transitional phase, right? She doesn't have a mortgage. She's not like actively looking for a house right now.
yeah, I'm like
Mhm.
tied down, really.
I think
That's
it's
exactly what I was gonna say.
yeah, I don't own a house. I'm hoping to buy this year, but like even like, I'm married, I have responsibilities, like I have things that even health benefits, like Fran doesn't have any medical conditions, but like I have type 1 diabetes. If I don't have benefits, I'm paying a lot of
Screwed,
money out
yeah.
of pocket. I wouldn't be able to afford it. So I don't think I would ever go through a transitional phase unless like I don't know. Like,
it is case by case. Like,
Yeah.
you really have to weigh out. Like, this isn't us giving advice to people like, oh, just like quit your
no.
You know, like, it's like really weigh out your situation.
For sure. And I just think like maybe when I was younger, I could have, but like also I just don't see myself doing it because I have a lot on my plate already. And, you know, everyone's in a different stage of life. It just depends what stage of life you're at, right?
Yeah.
But I can never see myself doing it. Like, I will say, though, like, the thought of, like, thinking about being on mat leave is, like, exciting because you get a whole year off. I don't want kids right now. But, like, you know what I mean? I always think to myself, I'm like, that's a good reason to get pregnant.
Yeah, but you're also caring for, like,
I know, but it's like that's why I'm like, it's totally a joke.
She's like, yeah. We're like, yeah, you're also like caring for a child.
And I was like, yeah, what a joyous.
No. But you don't think about the baby. Like when I think of mat leave, I think I'm just thinking like, I'm like, oh, these people are chilling. Like that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, I don't think they're actually chilling.
No,
but, like,
they're not.
You know what the thing is? So I hear a lot of people that go on mat leave, they're like excited, but then like once they're there, they're like, I want to get the fuck back to work. Who knows?
It's
but like, I get what you mean. Yeah.
It's the thought of not having to work.
Yeah.
For like. But of course you are working, you're taking care of a child. I just think that's where my mind goes though. I'm like, the next time I'm going to be able to get off work for like X amount of months will be if I have kids, you know?
And to that point, it's like, everyone's in different situations. If you're feeling frumpy at work, you're feeling like you're in a frump at work and you're like, hey, like, I just want to like quit and like find myself, go through a transitional phase. But then you evaluate the pros and cons. You're like, okay, I have a mortgage to pay for. I have this, that. Maybe you can't do that. There's other ways to work around it. Kind of like Fran said, find maybe a career or a different job that isn't as strict, maybe that isn't as corporate, that allows you to kind of have more freedom. Maybe you're taking a pay cut, but at least it's better than nothing.
For sure.
You know, and like you can start your other businesses on the side or like explore your hobbies on the side.
Yeah.
So it's like, whereas in your situation too, maybe you can't do it at the moment, but like, I know you're happy where you are, but I'm just saying as an example, if someone wasn't, find a different job. Like,
for sure.
There's, and also like, I know it's easier said than done saying find a different job because like a lot of people are saying the market's
job
fucked,
market is not good right now.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not, but like I don't want to seem insensitive.
Just say it.
It's not great right now if you have something in mind and you're like, I want this for this amount of money.
Yes.
But if you are just like, you know what, like I just need to pay my bills and I want to just like figure my life out.
It's true.
There's so many things online that I've seen. Like if you're good at looking. Yeah. If you need help looking, let me know because I'm fucking so good at looking.
You didn't have a job and you got a job in like 2 weeks. Like you.
Yeah. After I got laid off, like I thought it was going to take me a while.
No, it took you so fast.
Yeah. And it was like, again, not what I expected, but like here I am. I'm able to do like my other businesses too. And like I'm grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone just needs to realize we're all in different positions. And that's why I like talking about it because like we can all share like from different perspectives.
Yeah.
It's
also, like, I just felt it was really scary to quit like my first job. I was like, but I mean, if you feel like it's the right time and you feel like you know, like I knew like months before like the day that I was that I wanted to, and I was like, I just need to like this is not fair to me. It's not fair like to the company that I just feel this like urge inside of me to like go somewhere else. So any of you feeling the same way, you are not alone. Let's move on to wedding planning and talk and trends since everyone's getting married or engaged. So
a lot of our audience.
Yeah.
A good time to talk about it.
Well, let's ask Mel how married life has been since.
You know, it's funny because like when you live with your partner before you get married, I don't think anything changes. Like he was my partner before. We relied on each other before. Like nothing feels different.
But does it feel like an added layer of seriousness to the relationship?
I think for some people it might be, but like we always we knew from like the very start that we were gonna be together like forever. So like we knew like I met him like I don't know what month or whatever, and he like the next month he was at my parents' wedding, and like we were just like. Or my mom, my stepdad. So like it was very clear like we had told each other like we're in it for the long run. So I think once you move in together, once you live with someone that's your partner, like the transition isn't very different. Like I didn't feel different at all because we've always been like partners and you know the only big difference is you split each other's money, which we kind of already did anyways because we live together.
Yeah,
but
when you live together, like you have to be very, I think that's what people don't realize. Like, and that's why some people aren't compatible when they move in because like you okay, this is just my opinion.
Mhm.
You should be sharing everything, not like
Yeah.
physically,
No.
but like openly. Like you should be open about like
For sure.
your situations. Like if someone has like $50,000 in debt and you're moving in with someone else, like that person should know that and like you
Yeah.
kind of know not like what they're getting into, but like kind of what they're acquiring.
Well,
in
I
a
feel
way.
like people need to be. I think you need to make a smart decision and figure those things out before you move in with someone.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, that's
It's
a little
not all-
concerning.
Like my point is, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Like moving in with someone, it's
No.
not like you're moving in with a roommate. Like there's like
No.
real things that like come up and then you have to deal with. And I think that that's, I know we're saying getting married, but like getting married, moving in, sort of the same thing. I
Yeah.
think that that's what a lot of people don't realize nowadays. You know,
Mhm.
and I think a lot of it, like with weddings and marriage, like
Mhm.
online social media, it's like a show.
It
now.
is a
It's like
show.
it's overwhelming to me as someone who's planning a wedding.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I again, with me making decisions, I'll make a decision or I'll pick something that I want to
Mhm.
do. I start scrolling, and I guess social media knows we're getting married, and like a bunch of other things start popping up, or like what
Mhm.
other people are doing, and I'm like, should I be doing that, or did I make
Yeah.
the right decision? So it's like it's actually very overwhelming planning a wedding around social media times.
It is. I will say the one thing that like I think Fran will agree that she's grateful for is that I was very low maintenance bride. Like I didn't but I'm a low maintenance person, right? So I think that's where it stemmed from. I think there was only one time where I got like really annoyed
Mm.
throughout the whole process. Like besides that, I was very easygoing. Like I didn't like require people to spend $1 million on dresses. I ordered my wedding dress online for like $400.
That part is wild.
And it
That's
was
the only
fucking
thing.
nice.
Yeah, it was
you would
nice. Like,
not-
yeah, it was
like
very
I paid
nice.
$400 online, and like I didn't need alterations. Like it just came in
What?
the ball. I didn't do any
It looked
alterations.
so good.
Yeah, it
too.
fit you like a glove. Like it
Yeah.
really fit you nicely.
So
Wait, can you say
That's
what
the one
part
thing
you got
I'm-
mad at? Because I don't know what you're talking about. If you
yeah,
can.
like I remember the wedding was supposed to start at like whatever it was 4.
Oh yeah.
and
yeah.
like and I was like, okay, well, no one's sitting down like outside because we got married in my parents' backyard,
Mhm.
and I was like, hey, like everyone needs to sit down. I want to go out. I want to start because I like to be on time. I get anxiety when
Mhm.
I'm late or when anything's late. And then my
Yeah.
sister, who is my maid of honor, was like, don't worry, it's your wedding. It's okay if we're late. And I'm like, no, but it's not me. Like, I'm not the late one. It's all of them outside who
yeah,
aren't sitting
everyone was just
down.
like kumbayaing with
I'm
each
just
other, and that was like
everyone's like, we had like obviously coolers and everything. So everyone was already drinking and
I think because it was like a different sort of
I get
environment that
that.
people were used to, they're like they thought it could start. It's like
yeah,
nonchalant,
no.
but
I get that, but I'm like, hey, Julia,
Go
tell
tell
people to
people,
go
yeah.
sit down because I want it to be on time and I have a schedule to follow. Whereas like that was the only time, and like I like chirped my sister when she left the room. I was just like, I can't believe she's doing this, but like that was the only time where I really got upset. Besides that, I was just like very mellow, like just
yeah, it was so fun.
whatever, do whatever.
I think I'm definitely high maintenance with like the whole dress thing. I will definitely be high maintenance with that,
Mhm.
just because I'm like I don't know why.
Just want to look good.
I just but she looked great, and like I
know, but
feel like I need to like stop having
I'm
it.
sure if
Again,
Mel got like a dress that didn't look like the picture, you'd be like, okay, like what the fuck?
I did order the first one, and it didn't look great on me, so I returned it.
Yeah.
And I from the same website I ordered the second one, and it was like perfect. Like I
Yeah.
remember crying. I was like, it's so perfect. Like, and I
you
wasn't.
cried because it looked good.
Yeah, like I was like,
Oh,
okay, thank God
interesting.
I spent $400, and like I was like, okay, this is like a perfect dress for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nowadays dresses, like again, online you're looking at like
Yeah,
designers
you don't
and you're like
know.
when I actually looked at like I was like, oh, this is so pretty, like favorite, and like I go
Yeah.
to the website of the designer, like why are dresses like
$20,000.
Yeah,
I don't
I
even know how
know.
much they are.
It's crazy.
I mean, no, that's like too much. That's like a lot. But
It's
anyways,
like even, but do you remember like, and everyone always talks about this like on TikTok. It's like looking back at like when you used to watch Say Yes to the Dress or whatever the show
Oh my
was.
God, yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, your budget's
Cheapo.
only $5,000.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
we used to think like
But, like, it
that-
was nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I'm
I'm gonna have a-
so true.
God.
Because my budget for this dress is $2,000. Like that's it. Like
I think that like I think I'm low maintenance. I don't think I've been like annoying so far.
No, I don't
yet.
think you're high maintenance. I think though the level of your maintenance and my maintenance is very different.
Mhm.
Like, friend, would you say I'm like a lot lower maintenance, even though Sam's not high maintenance?
I think
Yeah.
you're like more than like yeah. Yeah. But
Like,
I mean, like in terms of
Yeah.
like bridezilla vibes.
yeah, no,
That's
you're
what I
not.
mean.
You're not a bridezilla.
Hopefully, I'm not gonna be like that. I don't think I will be,
I don't know. I can
but I
sense it.
haven't been.
You can, but I'm not even trying to be this bit annoying. Like I can expect a little bit of bridezilla-ness to come out on like maybe the wedding day in the
You
morning.
know why? Because
the
I'm very
crankiness in the morning and just like
Type A.
I'm very type A.
Yeah.
Like I'm also like
Fran, do this. Fran, that. Like I feel like that might
I
come
don't think I'm
out.
gonna
Yeah,
be
but
like
like
that,
you're opposite. You're not type A at all.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been very type A for your wedding, so don't even say I haven't.
Yeah,
like
no,
I've been on top
Yeah,
of.
but I'm saying
Even for yours, I was.
to be honest,
pretty
she's a
type
little bit more type A. She's like, when are you doing this? When are you doing that? When you
Yeah.
do I was like, hey, you
No,
need to fucking chill.
in terms of like her personality, though, like if we're talking just like general
Yeah, I
personality,
guess we're
she's.
clashing
I
a
wouldn't
bit.
say she's type A. Like
She's
she's
more
late
nonchalant.
consistently. Like love you, but
Yeah, it's true.
like I'm
Yeah.
just saying, but she is respectful of like what other people need, and she's attentive and good on that end.
Speaking of though, like bridezilla, I think brides get a bad rap because like I feel like you should be a little bit allowed. Because
Yeah,
if you're not a little bit bridezilla, when I say bridezilla is like just speaking out on what you want or how you want things to go, your day is gonna like end up being controlled by like pleasing other people, you know?
no, for sure. But I think there's a way to
Go about it.
get what you want without being a bridezilla.
Yeah.
I think there's a way like to be like,
And
this is what I
respectfully.
want. Like if you guys are okay with that, you can be in my bridal party. If you guys want to come to the wedding, just follow these rules. Like there's a way
Listen,
about going about it.
I think there's some like bridezilla bachelor party front, like bridal party
Oh,
front. Like there can be people
oh
in your
my God,
bridal
yeah.
party that are like
I'm so like,
bridezilla.
my
Yeah.
mom has always told me like when you plan a wedding, people's true colors
Well,
will come
True,
out.
yeah.
Do you feel that way?
You know what? I can't say that like maybe one instance, but yeah.
You're like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think a little bit. I think when it's supposed to be all about you and like it's your day, like people, I think, and I'm the same with birthdays. I love making people feel special. Like I want to make sure that they feel the best of the best. And
Yeah.
like I think as a bride, if you have people who aren't doing that for you, it's a little bit.
Yeah, and it's
telling.
awkward to say it too. It's
Yeah,
awkward
because
to be
you
like,
can't say it.
yeah, it's just like just do it so that
Yeah.
like I feel like I don't need to like
Like,
think this way of
It
you.
should be the lowest. What's the word?
like the least
The
you can
bare
do.
minimum.
Yeah,
like
bare
it should be the
minimum.
bare minimum. Like
No, I know.
So
It's
true.
like, yeah, I don't know. Weddings are just weird. I don't even know how to talk about it. I think I've said this on here before. I just feel weird talking about it sometimes because I just feel like other people don't care. But like, I know that, you know what I'm
no,
saying?
but so many people can relate. Like
I know.
so many people can relate. Like weddings is one of the one things that like such a huge percentage of the world does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's very true. Moving on from this, there's so many things running through my head right now. I have like notes here that I want to
We
say.
have 10 minutes, so it's
Okay, I have a really quick story, like random story. But this happened to me at the gym. So I was walking at the gym. Okay. And this guy, like trainer guy that like
Mhm.
we're like not friends, but like when you see the same person all the
Yeah,
time, you're
it's
like,
like,
hey.
hi.
This guy's like, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Like, are you still coming to the gym? And I was like, yeah, I do. But like, I just go to the only women's section because it's really packed up here.
Mhm.
And then like a girl came and she was like, I never see her in the women's section. Ha ha ha. And started like, is that weird or is it just me? I looked at her, I was like, are you trying to like,
That's weird. Like that's
like you're like, that's weird vibes. It's like pick me, choose
that,
me
You're
vibes.
weird.
that's like not a girl's girl.
I would have been like, I'm
energy.
sorry, are you looking for me? That's what I said. Are you looking for me?
She was like, I don't see her there. I was like, good one. Like, that's fucking good. You're trying to like,
No,
Yeah,
So
I know.
am I
That's
being
really
weird or
annoying.
that-
No, I would be like, what the fuck?
that is really
I
annoying.
was like, I don't know. Anyways, speaking of bodies, I guess this is not a good transition. But did you guys watch Victoria's Secret?
No.
No.
I didn't even know that it was going on, and I think it was a strategy that they didn't overmarket it because I think that there's some controversy with Victoria's Secret lately.
There is. I think last year, like, they had a lot of controversy, and then I think they almost went back, like, to what they did in previous years. I don't think they did as much.
The weirdest thing to me is that they had Tyra Banks.
Oh,
walk
yeah.
the show.
People were
What?
talking this.
Okay, I'm probably gonna get shat on for this, but like,
She used to bully women.
yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. You used to fucking bully women on
Yeah.
national TV, and then that walk that she did. If someone on America's Next Top Model did the walk that she did
I
down
didn't
the
see
runway,
it.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah, if you show
really,
me.
really quick. Let's see if we could pull it up.
But I just heard that like she walked in and I was like, I just see all TikToks about her like literally demolishing women.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's not horrible, but I'm just saying, like, what do you do? Like,
Let me see.
Yeah, for someone who's been so hard on like young women in the modeling industry, like
it's not smooth.
No.
I don't think she's being smooth with it. I think that like she came out and she was expecting. She looks great, but I mean, like, she came out expecting like everyone to like bode well towards it.
Everyone just loves her, and we're just like,
Really?
Yeah.
Is this an unpopular opinion?
She's more beautiful now. Amazing, amazing. I think it's just because she used to be like the one telling girls that you're fat.
Yeah,
Don't,
no, but
you know what I mean?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Again, I've talked about this before, but I wish that they included other people that like weren't her.
They kind of like, you know, Dylan Sprouse's girlfriend or
She's
boy,
so pretty.
Barbara. You know, like apparently she's gotten like rejected from Victoria's Secret because she was too like chubby.
Yeah, she like gained weight or something.
Oh my god, her body is so fucking
I know,
nice.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Wow, she's so pretty.
Yeah, she's so pretty. Okay.
Anyways, sorry guys. I just wanted to bring that up. Where's our little?
Okay, we're gonna wrap
what
up.
What else is on the?
We are gonna wrap up because
Mel's like, what else?
a listener recommended that we do a little segment or talk about coping and managing with seasonal depression, especially because we're hitting the winter blue months.
Maybe
And
my mental breakdowns have been seasonal depression starting.
yeah, it hits me really hard. Last year, not as much, but I remember the year before, like it really hit me kind of hard. And I've been like, you know, doing some things to make me feel better when it starts to get darker out or if it's like colder. So maybe if we have some tips we can share, because I know it's a real thing. I know people like it actually takes a toll on your mental health. Like when it gets darker out and like you're trapped in the house and it's cold,
less sun,
like it's actually like not.
I have 3 things. Number 1, warm lighting.
Yeah.
So we personally at home, we have bright lights like this. Like it's like LED lights like everywhere. And I asked Roman to switch
Engaged
them.
to an electrician.
Yeah, like, you know, I live in electrician at my house. I asked him to switch them to more warm lighting.
Yeah.
And like I bought diffusers that light up orange, like warmer.
Mhm.
And when you do that, it just makes everything feel cozy and like less intense. Because when you're in like when it's dark outside and you have a bright light over your head, like you just feel like sensory overload.
For sure.
So that's number 1. It makes you feel really cozy and like
Or if you get a sun lamp,
sure, yeah, that too.
orange lighting.
Number 2, do things or like implement something that like when you were a kid during the winter would make you feel like warm and fuzzy inside. So I personally get hot chocolate. I'll get like
that.
healthy ones like mushroom hot chocolate or whatever.
Okay, that's weird.
I won't get that.
No.
I'll get a regular good old
Mushroom
hot chocolate.
No, but no, like
Anyway.
medicinal mushrooms.
Oh, okay. I thought you were telling me like mushroom flavor. I
Oh,
was
no.
like,
It tastes so mushroomy.
Yeah, it's really good. And it just
Okay.
makes you feel like I don't know, like
Cozy.
you're like you almost have to like
Yeah.
romanticize it. You have to romanticize the winter
yeah.
in order for it to
No,
not
you
feel
have
like
to.
you're, you know, unless you're obviously clinically depressed. This is not what we're like talking about. And the third thing is supplements.
Yeah.
So things like magnesium and omega-3, and there's this thing called 5-HTP or HTP50 or something. It regulates like serotonin.
Mhm.
Obviously, speak to your doctor. But these are ones that I take in the wintertime, especially to kind of like help me. And ashwagandha. Those are my tips.
My tips would be to get as much natural light during the day as possible. Even if you can like right in the morning before work or before your day, go for like a 10-15 minute walk. I know it's freezing, but something about like the cold air hitting you and you're like bundled up and like having that like sunlight on you, I think really helps me just like getting out for a walk.
Mhm.
Second one too is like when natural light is gone, kind of like what you were saying, is embrace the dark. So like light candles, get like a little orange lamp. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. I saw some girl, she was like, when it hits dark and I'm like kind of getting to that seasonal depression stage, like I put on Harry Potter in the dark. And like,
I love Harry Potter.
you know what I mean?
Oh
Just
my
something.
God, no, that would give me more anxiety.
No, but
No.
some
You know
people
what
it's
movies-
very like nostalgic and cozy, you
Sorry,
know?
this is so off topic. But do you ever have movies that like make you feel weird? Harry Potter does that to me, or Lord of the Rings, like those types of shit.
I hate Harry
my
Potter.
husband makes me watch Lord of the Rings, and I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter's such a fall thing. Like once Halloween hits, I'm like, I want to watch Harry
Francie
Potter.
loves
Oh
Harry
my
Potter
God, I
too.
forgot about Halloween.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Halloween's next week. Yeah, yeah. But no, I think embracing like the darkness is like good. The only thing is like I can't put candles on because I have cats. So like
Why?
because
Eat them.
like I know the cats will try and go touch the light.
I kind of want to get a cat. They're really cute.
They're so cute. I love them.
Okay, those are all your tips?
And then the other one would be just like small reward once a week. Like do something that you wouldn't normally do throughout the day. So it's like you're kind of breaking up your routine. Even if it's
Yeah.
like go to Pilates class. I don't know.
Even if it's get a coffee.
Get a coffee, like at a different shop. Just like do things. I always try to stress, like if you're working 9 to 5, do things before 9 if you can, and do things before like after 5 to maximize your day. You're not just
Yeah.
working in a 9 to 5 and then going to bed and then waking up. Like you know, if you have a break, like go do something outside of your work hours to make the most out of your day. And I think when it hits the winter months and when you're like the seasonal depression hits, that's important. You're not just like living your life on repeat, waiting for summer to
Yeah.
come, you know?
And I think but I do think I will say from personal experience, it is really hard to like not just work 9 to 5 and do other things. Like I think as you hit the winter months, that's actually when it's the hardest to make sure you're going out because you're like, it's so cold out. I don't want to
Freezing.
go.
Yeah.
Like,
Even this morning, I was so cold. I was like,
yeah. And you're more anxious to, or at least I am. I'm more anxious in the winter because I don't love the winter. I don't love the cold.
Yeah.
But if you can, like, put time towards,
But not
like,
even
actually
going out
doing
to like
that.
go out for a day, like even for a walk.
No,
like,
no,
literally,
you're right.
like-
You're
but
right.
still, even that, like you're like,
It is harder,
when
right?
it's like mid-February and you're like crunching through snow, and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck. And it's almost
Yeah.
like that's making you feel even worse. But yeah, like obviously natural sunlight's good.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like, things for me that, like, I mean, specific items that, like, I like to do is, like, sauna. I just love the sauna.
Do you
Do
have
love
one
the
at home?
sauna.
No.
You're like always at the sauna.
I know. I go to the gym. There's a
You know
sauna in my
what?
gym.
Like I have one at the gym and I never use
it's
it.
so good. It's
It
like
kind of gives me the ick a little.
No. I love it. Like I will like
So good
you
for you.
just sweat out all your toxins. Like
Do you feel mentally refreshed?
yeah, like cuz you can't bring your phone in there either anyway. So like you're in there with like no clock.
Yeah.
There's like a clock outside, but like you literally are just like most of the time it's dead. So I'm by myself and I just like sit there and I'm like
In the moment.
just like releasing
that's a
all this
really good one.
negativity. Yeah.
We
and-
went to
and I
Reset
go-
Wellness. You're like in your element, I remember. We
Yeah,
should go back
so
there.
we went there and they have like a cold plunge and sauna. So
Oh, yeah.
so it's actually really good. And I will say I saw an ad for that place literally before I came to your house today, and they have LED red light therapy too, which is supposed to it was advertised as something that helps for the winter months. So like even that too, if it's not something that you can afford or like are
Mhm.
interested in trying, maybe that could help.
You can buy one for they're probably really expensive. But like you know the face mask?
yeah, so though I don't think they're too expensive, but this is like a full body one.
Yeah, I'd
and
rather
you
like
sit
instant
under it
experience too. Like you're doing like a self-care
Yeah.
thing for yourself.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, guys. Well,
Mhm.
oh, you need more?
I want to ask Mel one last thing.
'Kay.
But also, were you done your tips?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, this wasn't on our outline, but I just
Mhm.
want to ask you if you feel comfy talking about it
Yeah.
because I know you mentioned like you have type 1 diabetes.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I feel like there's a lot of people out there that like deal with that. And I was just wondering,
Yeah.
like now that you're married, you moved in, you have your
Uh-huh.
like 9 to 5, you have all these things going on. Like how do you manage that? Or is it at this point in your life manageable? Because
No, it's I wouldn't say that it is.
interesting.
Like, yeah, I think I struggle with it a lot actually cuz it's like it's annoying cuz it's like everything is a thought by thought process. Like I have to think about my blood sugar 24/7 like at all times. And like even last night was so annoying because I have a sensor like a Dexcom on my arm.
Mhm.
I put one in and it literally malfunctioned. So I'm like, okay, well now I have to take an hour to call Dexcom again, get them to try and resend a new one. And if I run out of them, I'm out of them. Like I'm just like, I don't have anything except then I have to go back to pricking my finger. But like it is like a lot of people with type 1 diabetes like struggle with mental health because it's like it's constantly on your mind, right?
That's exactly
Like-
what I was going to ask you. Is there a
Mhm.
link between that and mental health? And
There
the reason
is.
why I ask before you continue is because I was at a function a couple weeks ago and somebody was there and they had
Yeah.
the Dex thing?
Dexcom or
yeah,
sensor,
the
yeah.
square thing on their arm.
CGM.
And she was anxious and she was telling me and my mom that she was anxious because she didn't remember if she, I don't know.
Injected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if she did it properly because it
Yeah.
didn't take or something.
Yeah.
Or she thought it didn't take.
Yeah.
But then I think someone that she was like doing it with was like, oh, it did take. But she thought it didn't.
Yeah.
So then she was like trying to like eat stuff, I guess, to regulate it. I'm
Yeah.
very uneducated about diabetes.
no,
But like,
yeah.
and she was so anxious because she thought she was going to faint. She didn't know if she was going to faint. She didn't know if like, I don't know what the repercussions are if like you didn't actually inject yourself. But she
Yeah.
was so anxious. And she was like, she's a lot older than us. But I was
Mhm.
like, it's so crazy to see like I don't know why a thought came up in my mind. I'm like, that must be so nerve-wracking that on top of like all of the things that like you have to worry about on the daily, you're worried about if you're gonna like pass out or like if you did something right, and it's almost like a whole other routine in your daily routine.
Yeah, and it's like also like the impacts of it, like there's like potential of death, right? And also not just that, like if you don't die, hopefully not, like there's a lot of diseases that also come, like liver disease, or you know what I mean? Like, so there's so many other factors, but like I will say it is a struggle, like day to day, because it's like the first thing you think about when you wake up, your blood sugar. The first thing, if you want to eat, your blood sugar. If you want to go on a walk, your blood sugar.
Really?
Yeah, like it's everything. And it's like constantly on the back of your mind. So, and also like I'm celiac, and then the diabetes like triggered that. So I can't eat wheat too. So I have to be specific on my diet and make sure I'm not eating like certain things, right? But I will say type 1 diabetes like is definitely, like, I mean, you were at my wedding, like my mom mentioned it in her speech. She was like, not to make it all about diabetes, but like,
but that's why I wanted to ask you, because I feel like, I was gonna say, since I've known you, I don't want to say it's not defined you, but like I feel like I've always known you to like have that, and it's always like I've always wanted to. It's weird because like you don't want to ask people about like their disease or like whatever, you know.
I'd be happy to do like a whole episode on it. Honestly, it's my whole life.
That's
right?
what I was gonna say. I just feel like a lot of people, I know we're running out of time, but I just feel like a lot of people could really relate to that. And I was really thinking about the mental health aspect because of that situation I saw that lady in. Yeah. And I was like, you're young, not that it really matters for you, but like you're trying to build a life for yourself. And like I personally, if that was me,
and it's scary too. Like even like Will, like my husband, he's going away to Timmins for work, and it's like he's really my safety net. Like
in case anything,
like, and things have happened where like my alarm doesn't go off and it doesn't like notify me that I'm like low or high, and like
is that what that is?
No, that was just an alarm, but it will beep if I'm like low or high. And there's been times where like my alarm malfunctions and like he finds me on the floor in our in our apartment, and like I'm unconscious. So like when he goes away, it's another added layer of stress. I'm like, there's no safety net for me. Like I have to be extremely cautious,
like, almost like obsessive about. Like, is my alarm
it is. It's like 100. It's like 24/7, like at all times, and there's a lot of anxiety that comes with that.
It's very interesting.
Maybe another episode we can have Mel on and we can talk a bit more about.
This was a snippet. I feel like if there are people out there who are maybe just interested, or like you want to share more just in terms of like advocation for it, and like
like I've had it since I was 4, right? So it's
being
my whole
friends
life.
with people who have it. Like what can you do for them? What like how can you help them? We probably have a whole episode about it. So sorry to spring that up on you last minute, but it was something that was in my personal notes I didn't put in. But yeah, thank you for coming on, Mel.
Thank you for having me.
That was so great.
I feel like we just talked at Mel and we're just like looking for her advice. We're like, hey, like, what do you think about this?
It was like last time. It was great. Like,
I know.
It's just
I love these kinds of sessions.
You know? Well,
guys, this will not be the last of us for, you know,
a month period.
you'll see us very soon. So thank you.
Thank you.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and we'll see you next time. Happy Halloween, by the way, guys.